Hey, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Wellness on the Rocks. My guest today is an absolute stud in the San Diego restaurant and bar scene. He was just voted San Diego Magazine's 2025 Bartender of the Year, and for good reason. He grew up in the small town of Rensselaer, Indiana, before making the leap out to Southern California to chase his dreams. These days, he's behind the bar helping lead the team at Happy Medium, one of the most exciting new spots in North Park. In this episode, we dive into his journey, learning how to connect with people from all walks of life, what it's like to be a part of a team that's opening a new bar and managing all the chaos that comes with it. He also opens up about mental health, the mentors who shaped his career, and how he's building towards the future in this industry while staying authentic to who he is. Welcome to the show, McClain Campbell. Broadcasting in college, like, is that something you wanted to do for a career or something? Or
no, I had no idea what I wanted to do, like even maybe 10 years ago, let alone when I was 18. And so I kept changing my degree and then finally just dropped out. But I did broadcasting for 2 semesters, and we had to do a whole radio show, and I hated my voice. Like, really? I couldn't stand my voice. Damn. Because you have to go in and you have to, like, basically record 2 hours of a show. So, like, you introduce yourself, and then you pick a couple songs, then you do a commercial.
Sorry.
You're good.
There we go. Perfect.
You do a couple commercials.
Yep.
You record it all ahead of time, and then you just leave.
So hold on, you're doing a radio show. Does that mean, like, was it news, sports? Like,
it was just music. They were just trying to make you practice on commercials.
Oh.
So it was just like, you go in, you pick, it's like, do 2 commercials, 3 songs, 1 commercial, 2 songs, do like a in between. Just be like, you're listening to KW whatever, you know?
Yeah.
And you just had to do that, and you did it like a 2-hour segment, but you can knock it out with however long, and you have to edit your own stuff and stuff. And I just like got used to hearing my voice in
the headphones.
It's different. It's different, yeah. Because you're not hearing the 2 vibrations.
Yeah, dude, I know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like the sound of my voice way better in the headphones than I do in normal life. I don't know why.
I think I block it out when I talk.
You have a good sounding voice, though. You've like, it's like very like relaxing.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Bedtime stories, you know.
Well, cheers, dude. Thank you for joining me.
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
San Diego Magazine voted Bartender of the Year. It's pretty cool. When I saw that they chose you, I thought it was pretty cool because I oftentimes when I see people get these awards in the hospitality industry, it's kind of, I go visit these people and I see like, oh, that person is, I don't know, man. It's like they kind of give awards away to some of the star tenders and the flashiness and like the who do you know and the things like that. And like, I often find some of those people aren't as good as they say they're promoting themselves to be. And so I had actually we met a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Through Natalie and Peyton, who were your friends.
Yeah.
I think we met at what's the Irish bar up at Rosie O'Grady's?
Rosie O'Grady's, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this guy's actually like a really good dude, and he has this really good reputation in the city, and, you know, people say really good things about you, and I was like, I'm pumped they gave it to like a good character dude.
Yeah.
So it was cool to see.
Well, thank you. Yeah. I mean, essentially kind of like a no name. I don't do events. Like, I don't go to the bartender events. Like, you know of me because you either worked with me or you go to the bar that I've been bartending at, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, it was cool. It's like, it's hard to wrap my head around it.
It's weird to accept like recognition for, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like awards and stuff. Yeah. It's almost like,
Yeah.
this is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
You know?
I never got into this for awards, and it's cool though. It's like there's thousands of bars and there's even more bartenders. So, I mean, definitely hard to wrap my head around it, but I mean, it's an honor, honestly. It's like the city kind of voted for it, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like two people. It was the city that kind of voted for it, which is kind of cool.
So how did you get into the restaurant industry? Like you're in your mid 30s.
Yeah. I'm going to be 35 in October. So I've been doing it for a while. I started bartending when I was 22. But I dropped out of college and I didn't know how to get into the restaurant industry. So I moved to Indianapolis, stayed at my aunt's house, and I did like the bartender school.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like 3 months of...
So you grew up in Indianapolis.
Yeah. I grew up northwest Indiana.
Okay.
Moved to Indianapolis to take the classes. I had no idea. You know, it's like, oh, this is how you become bartender.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, this is how you get in the restaurant industry. Like when I was 16, I delivered pizzas, but that's nothing compared to like...
Well, it's your foot in the door in the hospitality industry.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 15. I was a busboy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like everybody's got to start somewhere. So...
Yeah, and that was like a counter service thing. There was no servers or anything, so there was no like moving up. But went to bartender school, and they basically just teach you speed, but they don't teach you how to interact with people. You know,
it's like it's an algorithm of cocktails. It's like a math problem.
It's like, can you make these 10 cocktails fast? And like looking back, when I was in the class, I was the fastest. But you know, I was 22. Everybody else was just like in their 40s for some reason, you
just
know,
doing
it's
it
like,
to kill time.
Yeah,
it's fun.
like, yeah. And then I moved back home from a small town, and this guy just bought a dive bar, and I went in to have an interview with him, and it was like, I think 60, 70 people max capacity, small, tiny place. But it's a bar where you have to like cook and bartend at the same time.
That's crazy, bro.
You're like running the food too. You're running the drinks. It's like, it's small, but it's mighty, you know? And I'm sitting there for the interview, and he's like, well, you don't really have an experience, but he knows my family. He's like, sitting there talking. And then all of a sudden 45, 50 people walk in, and he's like, well, here's your chance. So I hopped behind the bar and made the 5 hours. And he's like, here, take the cash home. Come back tomorrow if you want it. And I was like, all right. So I came back tomorrow. Started doing it. And then it got to the point to where I was doing, 12-hour shifts by myself, flipping burgers, making Jack and Cokes, just ripping it out, you know. It made me learn how to like multitask.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I have a constant timer in my head of when things are going to be done. It's like seeing both sides of it, you know. It's like if you bring food in, I know it's going to take a certain amount of time. So I'm going to go check on it in a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
You know,
that's like a huge thing, is like being able to multitask.
Yeah. It's huge.
So the bar I'm at South Public House. We have like, I'm the bartender, I wait tables, I'm the busser, I'm the food runner, the manager. It's just me. I got to do fucking everything.
Everything.
Yeah. And you develop different skills.
Yeah.
Because I know I've worked with people over the years, and they go, I only want to be a bartender. I only want to be a waitress.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to manage. It's like, I think that you can provide more value to yourself going forward in this career if you know how to do all these things.
100%.
You know, you're going to get to understand the restaurant industry better too, and how the bar works.
Well, how many people are out there just looking for one bartender? It's going to be a place that those guys are going to be most miserable together. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I think the more that you multitask, the more valuable you are.
Absolutely.
You know? It's like, I would rather have a team of 5 people who can do everything than a team of 10 people who could just do 1-2 things, you know?
Yeah. When you start limiting what you're willing to do, it's like you kind of like, I don't know, man. I've always been a big believer, be a team player, like
100%.
help out where you can, you know?
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't really have the best knowledge of, is like back of house stuff. I've never worked as a dishwasher or a line cook or any of that stuff. And somebody really smart recently told me, he's like, if you open up a restaurant, you should have back house experience.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you got to know how the kitchen works. It's your biggest like money eater, and like I think about those things. I'm like, dude, yeah, when you come to think about it, all the stuff, the food, the ordering, the fucking timing, the cleaning, the prep, I have like zero fucking knowledge. So it's something I'm trying to like pay attention to more as I get older. I don't know if I want to open up a restaurant or not, but it's like the more wisdom and knowledge you have in this industry, like exactly, you're better prepared.
Yeah, well, back of house stuff too is like, you can always have these ideas of what your menu wants to look like. You want your menu to look like, and it's like, well, to get that one thing done, it takes 12 hours of prep. You're paying somebody 12 hours just to do that one item,
Yeah.
And then the cost of it. And then it's like, how fast is it on the line?
Right.
You have to start thinking about all the little things like that. And if you don't know that, then you're throwing ideas at somebody who's like, well, I'm trying my hardest to get this done, but it's not in your range, your price cost,
I met a guy recently. He was a really good bartender. He said he opened up a bar and he was like it was like fucking learning Chinese. It was like being a great bartender doesn't necessarily transfer to running a business.
Yeah.
So that's, you hear a lot of people fail at that shit, and it's like, people are like, oh, you're such a great bartender. Would you ever want to do this? I'm like, I don't know if whether I could. Yeah. It's like, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I could. Like, it's a lot of work. It's not a translation. It's not like.
It's a lot of work. It's more than just managing a bar team too.
Yeah.
It's managing everybody. And that's hard.
So you're at Happy Medium in North Park.
Yeah.
How long have you been there for?
I've been there since day one.
Okay.
Christian recruited me from Rensselaer. And I think I was made the bar manager maybe like 6 months in.
Okay.
But I've been the bar manager since then.
So are you like a bar manager, bartender, or strictly bar manager, or
bar manager, bartender?
Okay.
Yeah. It's like primarily bartending 4 days a week, and then kind of doing all the other stuff 1 day a week.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so leaning more towards bartending.
So what's the difference between you being, bartender of the year to now managing a bar? Like, what do you find is like the most challenging or different thing that you experience?
I feel like, I don't know. Everywhere I've gone, I've been just pushed up to management in some kind of way. Besides a couple spots, I don't know. I feel like just the people, I always just want to make everybody have such a good place to come into. And I think that's just like the hardest part, like your coworkers, everything.
Oh, managing the staff.
The staff, yeah.
Yeah, dude, because when I bartend, it's just me. Like, I have one coworker, and we're kind of working the bar together, but like, dude, managing people's fucking tough.
It is, yeah.
So many
because everybody deals with everything differently.
Yeah.
It's like some people need you to be harsh. Some people can break if you say one kind of harsh thing to them, So it's like
you got to have empathy.
Yeah.
But also like not
layers.
have tolerance for people's bullshit.
100%.
I feel like I say that all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a hard line to draw, but you got to balance it out. That's the most difficult part. But
it's and so you guys kind of started that play. You were there when they started.
Yeah.
So you had the knowledge of. Well, you weren't a manager right away, but it's like you came up with everybody.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it's tough when a new manager comes into the scene and you have these like waiters, bartenders who've been there for like 5-10 years. And they're like, no, dude, this is how we do things.
Yeah.
There can be so much conflict.
Yeah.
But that's cool. Like, but when you start a place, it's almost like you get to put your custom ways on how it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have the trust of everybody.
There's already these rules established and these like guidelines established, and it's just like helping those guidelines and those rules kind of like make it better. It's like the cleanliness, the communication, it's just helping refine those.
Yeah.
And everybody's been there and they just want to make it better too,
Yeah.
Because opening, I don't know if you've ever opened a spot, but opening, everything goes wrong all the time. And the minute you can be cleaner, communicate a little better, it just makes everything easier, and people are on board for it,
Well, fuck. So, dude, it is the day after Labor Day. I just worked hard all summer. I'm assuming you did too. So, first off, thank you for like fucking joining me.
Yeah, of course.
I'm stoked. I labored on Labor Day. It was kind of slow. I'm down on the gas lamp. It was slow. I'm kind of like I was reflecting on the summer today, and just like all the I'm sure up in North Park, you guys had some crazy shit go on. Like, is there any summer shenanigans that you want to reflect on, or any funny stories that happens, or like funny memories that you could talk about?
I mean, I feel like there's just always something going on. We have a pretty good clientele. It's just that area late night gets crazy, you know?
Yeah. North Park. Yeah. What's the corner you guys on?
We're on 30th and Laurel.
30th and Laurel. Okay. Pretty high volume area.
Lincoln. Sorry, 30th and Lincoln. Wow. Yeah, it's a high volume because you have all the, like, every bar around us besides us is till 2.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, our license is just till midnight.
So I think they do that. I think a lot of places, when you first get a license, they go till midnight, and then you have to like show the city that you're not a bunch of degenerates.
Yeah.
And then you can apply, and then they either go, look at your track record and how many police calls have been called to your bar.
Yeah.
How many violations have you had? And then that's how they kind of like give you that 2 a.m.
Yeah, literally the first Monday we opened, a guy pulled out a knife about this big on us.
Really?
Yeah, and we had to call the cops, and we were just like,
was he like homelessy? Was he young punk?
No, it was a couple that they were a little drunk, and they started saying some like anti-LGBTQ stuff, and so we were politely trying to ask him to get out of the way, and this other guy just started yelling at him, and then he just shirt ripped off, knife out.
Damn.
Yeah.
So the police come, they take care of that?
Yeah, police came. He didn't even try to lose the knife when the police came. It could have been a worse situation.
How did they take care of the guy?
They got a little closer to him, and then he finally dropped it, you know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Guns drawn?
No gun drawn. Yeah. Yeah. It was a wild first Monday. Yeah. Mondays with McClain, you know. Like
that's probably like dudes trying to like mark their territory at a new bar. Like you do see that with people who come in and they're like, this is going to be my bar and I'm going to be a regular here and everyone's going to listen to me and I'm going to be the man and no LGBTQ.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That was a wild Monday. It's just like, well, hopefully this is not how the crowd is, and it hasn't been. So that's great.
So you guys are kind of like a cocktail dive bar. Is that kind of like, what's the theme?
Essentially, it's like the happy medium of both of those. It's like we have all these awesome spirits and modifiers and aperitifs and digestives and stuff, and you can get really awesome cocktails, but we want to be a place where you can get a vodka Red Bull, you know, a Jaeger bomb.
Relatable.
Like everybody.
Not stuck up.
No, not stuck up. And it's just, and we want to be like speed driven, you know, speed driven with quality.
Right. Because you go to a cocktail bar, it takes 12 minutes for a goddamn drink. I'm like, bro, what is this? I got 2 empty hands. What are we doing here?
We put everything on draft.
I'm trying to loosen up and talk to my date. Like, what is going on? You know? I'll say this. Before I even knew you worked there, I went in a Happy Medium a while back and I don't remember the bartender's name. He had glasses, but he was a really nice guy. And I felt like right from the start that I got good energy and good vibes from that bar and the people who work there. Because I feel like, dude, my opinion is a lot of the reasons that people go to places is for the people.
100%.
And the relationship you have with the people. And I felt like it was not stuck up or pretentious. It was not like overly friendly and hospitable. It was just genuinely like, hey, how's your food? What's going on? Oh, you're from back home? Nice. You know, so.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, we always say it's like, for me personally, I would rather go to Rosie O'Grady's and get a shot and a beer and talk to those guys any day compared to going to a place where they're going to make me drink and that's it.
Right. Then they walk away.
And they walk away.
Yeah.
They don't engage. They don't make it an experience, you know. It's like, and that's what we try to do. I mean, our hospitality is like our number one. It's like greeting everybody at the door. It's like we make the cocktails fast so we can talk to the guests. You know, it's like if you're behind that bar and you can't talk to a guest, you're not gonna survive there. It's like you need to like open up. You need to be your own person. Like let that personality shine.
Here's my thing. I totally agree with you. I think I'm talking about people just starting out.
Yeah.
Because you've been doing this for a while. I've been behind the bar for like 6+ years. I think that when people are nervous getting behind the bar, try to listen. And that's like a huge thing is a lot of people don't come out to the bar to hear about the bartender's problems.
Yeah.
They come out to talk about their problems.
100%.
So like if there is new people who are kind of like what you just said, who are kind of nervous and all that, just listen, take deep breaths, and just get to know the people in front of you. Ask them questions about their life.
I mean, you have to learn how to talk.
You do. Like, it's a give and take. It's back and forth.
It's, but you have to be able to relate about pretty much everything. It's like, you should be able to talk, like if you're going to be a really good bartender, you should be able to talk to everybody you should be able to get into the conversation.
I think you got to build. It takes time to build.
It does. Yeah. I'm not saying anybody new getting behind the bar should be able to do that.
I started out as a really awkward fucking person.
Oh, same.
And it took me a while.
Same. I used to be very shy.
Yeah.
I don't really care anymore.
Just like anxiety. Oh my God. Because there's just so many personalities you're talking to. And like sometimes they're sitting next to each other. And it's like I have an old retired, businessman over here. And I have a young waitress who, I'm sleeping with her best friend over here. And it's like those energies are like very different. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's just like, and that's why I think being the listener is good, because you just take it in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so that first bar that I worked at, it was like the previous owner kind of like drove it into the ground. And so the only people that were going into it were kind of like old crusty guys who knew the guy, right?
Yeah.
And so when he bought it, I got the job. I had to learn how to talk to those guys. They say the same thing every day. It's, life's beating them down. No, like nothing good is happening to them. The only thing that's good that's happening to them is this PBR, this can of PBR in front of them, And it's like you learn how to like pull conversations out of people. And I think that's a very valuable lesson to have in the industry. It's like, I don't know, not everybody can get that job to do that, but you can get other jobs and try to do that, but.
Dude, you're absolutely right. And there's so many bars like that where look, Southern California is escapism. You and me both escaped here to try entertainment, and we failed, and now we're bartenders. Yeah. But like, there's a lot of people who are like us, but they're like 20, 30, 40, 50 years older than us. Yeah. And they just want to come and talk to somebody and talk about how
they just want to yap.
They want to yap. And those are great customers. Yeah. And they're some of them, even though they may have failed at whatever they're trying to do, they're great. I've learned some of those are really good people.
It's crazy the stories that they have. It's like a lot of the people that come in, they've lived like 7 lives, especially the people that come to escape in San Diego, because they tried to go do other things. It's like this guy in his 50s, just like he was in the military, but he also,
failed at a business,
had
a family in Hong Kong.
Yeah. It's like you can learn a lot about somebody.
I think those are the best gigs. What you're talking about, that one, the crowd that was there before, like at Stout Public House, bro, it's a lot of like older people. I'm one of the younger ones, and I learned from my customers. Like it turns into like them telling me the stories, and I just listen and absorb. And I've heard some wild stories, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy what people will tell you just by saying, "Hey, how are you doing today?" They'll just put it out there.
They'll pour.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a good bartender is to be able to figure that out and to listen to those people and to try not to judge.
100%.
Or just to like, and that's why like, you see so many different people on the political spectrum, and like there's all the social issues going on. And it's just like, yeah, dude, I kind of enjoy that aspect of this industry. That is the one industry, and it's overwhelming and it's exhausting and draining. And I'm just like, I get burnt out. Yeah. Because oftentimes, like you said, it's the same people every day. But I try to just be kind and listen. And like, if that helps people and they throw me a few bucks extra, then it's like, that's a win-win for both people. Yeah.
One of the greatest compliments I've ever gotten was I was at Rabbit Hole. I was like working Tuesday days, and this old guy, he came in for probably a year straight every Tuesday, and he would have a beer, read his book, and have lunch. I didn't learn anything about that man. Nothing. He didn't want to talk. And when he did, I would just listen. And he was just like, it was like one of the last times I've ever seen him. He's like, I think he was moving out of town. He was just like, McClain, I just want to say, you've never barged in any time that I didn't want you to barge in. You've gotten me my beer and my food every time. And I appreciate you. And he just left. It's like, I don't know, if you can just read people, it will make their day. It's like he thought about that. He went out of his way to say that to me, you know?
You do realize through doing this for so many years how challenging people's lives are.
Yeah.
And how like the little things do. And I try to take that aspect and put it in my life. And, you know, that's kind of one of the things I created this podcast platform for is Wellness on the Rocks, is because like, dude, people do suffer from a lot of mental and physical, you know, troubles in life. And, it's one thing to vent, and I think it's good to let it out.
Yeah.
And it's also like, how can we grow and try to improve our lives?
Yep.
You know? So let me ask you about this, man. Do you, like, being working in the industry for so many years, I've had my struggles, my mental health issues. You know, I was sober for a while because I felt that this industry was tearing me up with all the drinking and alcohol consuming, and then the behavior that comes from that, the late nights, the diet, the fucking degenerate behavior. Like, and then, you know, I was sober for 6 months, moved out to San Diego, started drinking again. It's been kind of a fucking roller coaster. I'm in a great spot, but like, have you struggled with any of those things throughout your life, your career? Like,
yeah, I mean, I feel like if you work in the industry, you struggle at it in some part of your career path, you know? I mean, like 3 years ago, I stopped drinking behind the bar, and it's been a life changer. Like, when I was at Ska Bar, we were doing 7 to 8 shots a shift.
Bro,
you know,
I've been
it's like,
there.
It's, you know, after that, I kind of had a realization. It's like, I cannot.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. It's like, and it would lead to later nights. You know, you just like stay up drinking even more. I don't do drugs, so that's nice, but it would just lead to me having a little more of a bottle of mezcal, and then the next day just feeling like shit.
Yeah.
And then it would just lead to every day doing that. But I think ever since I stopped drinking behind the bar, it's like I'll go, if it's a rough day, I'll go have a beer or a shot after work, but it's led to me just going home.
Yeah.
Because I'm tired.
Discipline.
I want to go home.
Yeah.
I'm tired. And it's huge. And I think the biggest thing that I learned from doing that is everybody's okay with it. Nobody judges you. Like, people want to buy me shots all the time. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't do that. And they're like, okay, cool.
I think once you establish, I'm not doing that, like that transition's fucking kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because people go, no, dude, no, here. They'll put it in front of you.
Yeah.
No, shut up. Look at you. We're doing a shot. And like, it was hard for me to be like, going from that guy to be like, this isn't happening. And I think relationships change.
Yeah.
Because you're no longer the fun, crazy, chaotic guy. You're the guy who's trying to get his shit together. And a lot of people don't want that. But it's tough, dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I also think it's okay to be that guy. It's okay to be that person. You know, it's like, I think we promote too much partying and too much drinking at times. And if you are looked at as the bummer, you know, for not doing that, it's okay.
It's okay.
You know, it's all right. I sleep well at night, you know.
I have a friend of mine who's a bartender in this town. He's our age, and he's a really good bartender. And he, like a few months ago, he came to me at the bar, and he's like, I was just, you know, like he comes in all the time. And one day I was like, hey, what's going on? How are you? And instead of the old, fucking, you know, he goes, you know what, dude? I feel like my fucking life's going off the rails. I drink every day at work. I have a shot before I go in. We're doing shots with all the regulars who come in. I come to see you on my breaks, and then we drink afterward, and I don't know what's going on. I'm struggling. And I was like, bro, fuck, dude. There's a lot of people I know who struggle with that shit.
Once you do that, you're in a fog. You know, it's like you just.
So, and I don't want to be a downer. And I don't want to create like, dude, look, we're in the business of entertainment.
Yeah.
But I just think that like there's a fine line, and I think it's very easily to slip into that, dude. And I see that often. And I want to be the fun person, the person who brings, you know, excitement to people and makes people feel good about themselves. It's just a slippery slope, dude.
It really is.
It's a fucking slippery slope, dude. And you know, I try to just listen to these people and can give them advice. But like, I also found, dude, I don't know about you, like as a bartender, when I tell those people, dude, look, like try to get your shit together. Like this is what you could do. They go, dude, no, I just want to fucking vent and listen.
Yeah.
And it's almost like a lot of people that I talk to don't really like the solutions that I have for them. And I've had to like tweak the way I work, because even though I've gone through those things and I say, look, dude, this is what you could be doing or this could happen. They look at you like, shut the fuck up, dude. I just want to listen.
It becomes preachy.
It does. You know? I know. And I've had to like take a step back.
Yeah. That's why I always just say it's okay. You know, I never throw like any solutions towards anybody that comes in and asking me for advice. I'm always just like, look, it's okay to do these things. It's on you to do it. Right. And I think once people start doing it, they're just like, oh yeah, you're just living your life. You're just doing your day-to-day situation. You know?
All right, man. Let me ask you a couple questions, dude.
Yeah,
so you're bartender of the year.
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah. Do you get a plaque with that? Like, does that go on the wall
No,
or nothing?
No. Besides the wrestling belt I bought for myself, that's it.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Is that at the bar?
Yeah, I put it on the top shelf.
Wait, so how does that work? Do they like call you? Do they?
Nope. No calls.
No calls?
No calls, no emails, nothing. You're just there.
So they put it on their website though?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Didn't get invited to the best of.
No,
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Interesting moving forward, dude.
Yeah, it's a strange thing.
It's just like out in the ether.
Yeah, it's just out in the ether for some reason.
Oh, I don't know how I feel
It's
about
like
that.
It's like they put it on there just to put it on there.
At least
you know?
I would picture someone to show up at the bar, like, "Hey, dude, you are the San Diego's bartender of the year."
No, not a single person from San Diego Mag.
All right. Wow.
Yeah. Unless they reached out to like Christian and Eric and something that I have not.
How'd you find out?
Somebody shot me a screenshot of the magazine online. Yeah, they were like, "Hey, congrats!" I was like, "Oh, I forgot that they did that." Because the voting, like everything happened in February.
Yeah.
And,
wow.
and it just came out end of July.
That's really funny.
Yeah, yeah. So
I will say this. I like San Diego Magazine a lot.
Yeah.
I have like since doing this hospitality podcast, I'm always trying to like meet new people and grow and progress. And like San Diego Magazine does a really good job for the hospitality industry in San Diego.
Yeah, they do.
They have a good team, dude. When you're off your shift, are there certain types of bars you go to? Do you have a favorite local bar that you go to, or?
My most consistent ones are kind of based on location.
Yeah.
I lived in Normal Heights forever, so I would go to Lancers all the time. I love Lancers.
Fuck yeah, dude. Chelsea and her husband just bought the bar, man.
Yeah,
it's fucking
I'm
so cool.
Very happy it's bartender owned now, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lancers is one of my favorites. It's just consistent.
It is, dude. It's one of like the old school bars in the city.
Yeah.
And they've kind of kept it the same for so many years.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
Yeah. I love New News.
Yep.
News is great. Trying to think.
Do you have a certain drink? Like, do you do beer and a shot? Do you get a cocktail? Like, what's the bartender of the year drink for San Diego?
I usually do a shot and a beer, but if I'm out at a cocktail bar, like, I love a Black Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's the best.
Fuck yeah.
Black Manhattan, a really funky daiquiri. I love a Mai Tai. Like,
really?
Oh, I could drink Mai Tais every day.
Damn.
Yeah. They're delicious. If they're done right, they're delicious, you know.
Yeah.
We can argue about specs, but I don't care. But
so with the Black Manhattan, that's made with a Verna instead of
sweet vermouth.
Sweet vermouth. And what does that give it? Like more bittery taste to it?
Yeah, just a little more bitter. Kind of still as sweet.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little just like a more chocolate kind of hazelnutty notes to it.
How did you get into like craft cocktails? What was that step like?
So when I was at Rabbit Hole, I was bar backing for Kevin Baranowski. He was the bar manager at Rabbit Hole at the time, and he was like making a cocktail menu. And when I was bar backing, at that time I'd never seen somebody use a jigger. And I was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm like practicing this drink. We don't have this ingredient, so I'm using this and like trying to make it into something." And I was like, "Oh, can I try it?" And I tried it. I was like, "Oh, that's really good." And I was like, "Can you kind of like teach me some more?" You know? And then he like, we bar backed. We worked together. I bar backed from every Thursday, and he just like slowly taught me more, and I got more and more interested, buying books and stuff. But Rabbit Hole wasn't that bar, you know. They're basically a sports bar with cocktails. They
What
provide
part
cocktails.
of town is that in?
Normal Heights.
Normal Heights.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. I know Rabbit Hole. Yeah.
I was there for like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that where you went from bar back to bartender there? I know you had
Yeah, bar back, bartender, bar manager.
Okay.
But I didn't really like start making craft cocktails until I went to Ska Bar.
Ska Bar. Okay.
Yeah. I left Rabbit Hole during the pandemic, and I did the bar program at Hobnob Hill in Bankers Hill.
Oh, that's a great bar, dude. I've driven by there sometimes. Yeah.
It was a weird situation. It was the pandemic. Nobody knew what they kind of wanted there. So I just kind of like made a menu and just left. It's just like, I mean, we left on like amicable, you know. But then Ska Bar was like, you're doing a full busy Friday night making craft cocktails. And I really like kind of like
elevated
it that way. It's like I learned like how to build, like truly build in the craft way. Like at Rabbit Hole, it was just like I was building correctly, but it was like, you know, only margaritas.
And then when you add the volume to that, it's a whole nother level.
It's a whole nother level.
It's one thing to learn how to make a drink, and then to do it for 5-6 hours shift with madness, the rush is totally different.
Yeah. Yeah. And I remember the first shift I worked behind the bar at Ska. It's like mid shift, the Coca-Cola guy came.
Yeah. The gun breaks always on Friday night at 10 o'clock.
And we had to move to another well.
Yeah.
And I think we did a record sales in cocktails that night. So I was like they like really put me to the coals on that one. It was like no other way to learn, bro. You know?
That's how you learn, bro.
100%.
That's you get thrown to the fire.
Yeah.
And it's like the ability, can you work through sucking?
Yeah.
You know, how like it's gonna suck no matter what. It's like, can you handle that? And how fast can you fucking like get better at, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You need to be a problem solver.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if you're just solving problems and actually getting it done, that means you're doing it correctly, right? I guess, in a sense.
The first time I got behind the bar, I was waiting tables in Greenwich Village in New York City at JG Mellon, and there was a blizzard coming, and the bartender looked at the manager and was like, dude, my kid's going to be home from school tomorrow. There's not going to be anybody here. Can Taylor just come in and just open the bar and fucking, and I'm just like, dude, I'm trying to get behind this New York City bar. Like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens. And the blizzard come, there was probably 5 customers, all lunch weekday shift, blizzard in Manhattan. And I remember somebody asked me for martini, and I had no knowledge.
Yeah.
I didn't go the bar backing route. I went from just like throwing it, and I'm just like asking them like, how many ounces, what's the count and stuff like that. And then, you know, from there I got through that shift, and they said, you can start picking up shifts now. And it's like, oh, you start picking up lunch shifts, you start picking up the slow shifts. And from there, you know, it's like a Saturday fucking college football in Greenwich Village. And I have a full bar, and you're so in over your head. And everyone looking at you knows you're in over your head. And it's like, you got to be able to work through that. And like eventually you slowly figure it out. Yeah. And then years go by and you're like, oh, I actually know what the fuck I'm doing a little bit. You know, like when did this happen? You don't even realize it.
Just comes with repetition, you know?
So
I remember the first time somebody asked me for a gimlet, and I was at a Irish dive bar, and we had sweet and sour. So I literally just got a rocks glass and poured all 3. And he's like, what is this? I go, that's a gimlet. He's
right?
Like,
so you ask them, right?
Like, he's like, this isn't a gimlet. I'm like, oh. Now I can make gimlets in my sleep.
I handed a girl, I accidentally gave that, when I was working at that bar, somebody asked for a martini, and instead of olive juice, I put in lime juice. And
nice.
They were like, why is this limey? And I'm just like, sorry, let me give you a new one. But yeah, man, everyone's got their story on how they get behind the bar. And, you know, it's just, you got to capitalize on that. And it's fucking, yeah, I don't know. I never really planned for this to be my career. It's sort of just like fallen into that way. But as you get older, as I'm sure you know, like I'm trying to just take care of myself and have like better self-care.
Yeah.
You know,
I think when you're younger and you get in the service industry, everybody tells you it's not a career, you know, and the older you get, you're like, oh, this is 100% a career. Yeah. You know, there's so many different paths you can go down now. Yeah, I didn't know this was going to be my career until I think I took like a month off, just like burnt out. And I was like, this is my career. Like I was just thinking about it. I think I was like, I think it was like 28.
Okay.
27, 28, something like that. I just like was working so much, and the people around me were just mentally, like I was working 6.5 days a week.
Yep.
And talking to people, going home and just like drowning myself in alcohol because like didn't know what else to do, you know? And I took a break, and then I was trying to like think about what I wanted to do. And then I was just like, this is going to be my career because I love doing it. I just have to find the right place and people to do it around.
It makes a huge difference, dude.
You know, when you're just another number.
Or you're just on an unmotivated team.
Yeah.
Or you're on a team that's cliquey and they don't, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does. Yeah.
When you don't,
When people walk into the building, they're just like, oh, I'm just here for money. I could care less if it's clean. I could care less how I treat the guests. I could care less what the ingredients are. I'm just here for $300 to go.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, when you're in that position, like, what do you do? Like, I guess what I would do is I would go to a really good bar where, like, okay, there's the shitty bars like that, and then there's bars with good staff and programs, and like, yo, that place is legit. And I would ask their opinion, like, yo, like, I'm in this. You'd be surprised, dude. Like, if people who are struggling in this industry like reach out to like successful people, a good bartender will give that person advice.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I feel like we all go through the struggle. If you're just gonna sit there and make somebody go through it without giving them any kind of advice, then what kind of like mentor or
you got to give back.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like almost people are like afraid to ask. They're afraid to talk about that shit. And that's why, like, I was telling you a story about that guy earlier. Like, that was just like with that one time he opened up and like told me what was really going on.
Being a little vulnerable.
Yeah, and that's okay. I think it's good. Like, I think like we want to push openness, and like I think there is this new movement of like mental health and openness and awareness and acceptance, and like you know, people who struggle with this industry is riddled with addiction. And I mean, it's a fine line. I mean, when you work around alcohol, which is like, you know,
it's easy access.
It's easy access and stuff. And I think yeah, dude, when you're in those situations, if you have a shitty job or boss or coworkers, man, I hear this from people all the time. Yeah. Women come to me, I'm being taken advantage of at work. Yeah. You know, I'm like, I get treated like shit. Like, it's like, I hear more from women. And I think that's like, I like when there's other men in this industry who can come on and talk about their successes, their failures, how to grow, and like that's why I was kind of interested to talk to you today, man. I'm cool. Yeah. I'm happy that you're coming on here and putting yourself out there, because it shows other people that they can do that too.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think the biggest part on that side, like the getting taken advantage of stuff. It's like I feel like we, as a whole, in the bar industry, we like put up with way too much. Like we put up with way too much of the people who do the bad things. It's like we let it go on for too long, and then something happens, and you're like, oh, I should have said something.
You snap.
5 years ago.
That's how it happens.
You know?
Yeah. So we're afraid to stand up for ourselves.
Yeah, it's like they have some influence in the bar industry, and you're like, I'll let it slide, and you're like,
you let it slide once,
it's gonna keep,
and
happening.
then it keeps as a fucking habit. All right, man. I'll tell you a quick little story. Recently, this happens, and take how some we had a group of customers come in. I don't mind telling the story. They don't tip very well, and I don't say anything, dude. I know there's bartenders that'll say, "What the fuck is this? You're not tipping me," and they'll give it back. Like, you'll end up on a Reddit review and end up on an article, which you see sometimes, and that's how you lose your job, and that's how you get a really bad reputation. I'm not going to go that way. When I was younger, I fought the good fight. I eat it now. I don't say anything. And I was taking an order from a group of customers recently, and like I kind of like somebody asked me a question, and I looked back at the taps, and then one of the guys like whistled and snapped at me. And I like fucking was like, oh, somebody who's a challenging customer who doesn't tip me to that.
Yeah.
So I don't say anything. I let it go. And I'm like, I'm not going to say anything. And then like a round or two later, from the other side of the bar, the customer stood, like, leaned up on the bar stool, was like, "Hey, yo," and like hand up, and I just fucking went off.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, and I was like, who the fuck do you think you are? You work in this industry. What makes you think you can talk to me like that? Like,
it's disrespectful.
I talk to the person like a child almost.
Yeah.
And there's a couple, like, one way to look at that is like, that's unprofessional. You can't do that. What are you doing? The other way to look at it is like, I should have said something the first time and not let it build up and not let this person feel comfortable that they can whistle and snap and stand and point and do that shit at me.
They felt comfortable doing it a second time.
They felt comfortable doing it a second time even more egregiously. And it's like, so that's what I think I'm trying to work on is like stopping bad behavior, whether it's from a coworker or a boss or a customer, like in its tracks right when it happens. Learn how to do that respectfully and professionally and without attitude and say, hey, that's not happening.
Yeah. There's a difference between like being professional and getting disrespected, you know,
being a punching bag.
Yeah. You know, and then it's also like, that's the energy that if you keep that up, that's the energy you're going to keep coming in.
Yeah.
You know, and there's going to be like, that person's going to bring in their friends who are just like them.
And it's
just going to keep happening, you know?
You're
so you
setting
have
the
to
culture.
like, you have to set the culture and you have to like draw that line. It's like we're there. That's your house.
Right.
And if somebody comes in and they disrespect it, you have every right to tell them to leave your house, right?
Or just be like, that's without telling them to, at first be like, yo, I don't like this type of behavior is ending right now. It's not done. Yeah. And I think that like, dude, when I started working at Stout, it's sort of like there's a lot, like it's like Stout Public House is an old school bar. And it's like the people who work there are like in their 40s and 50s and stuff. And I was this new like young guy in their 30s. And I think some of the regulars and customers thought that them being older, they had some sort of influence over me. Oh, this is this young new guy. We can kind of come in and set the tone with them. And I had to go through that phase of checking people and being like,
it's like marking your territory.
A little bit professionally.
Yeah.
Like,
professionally marking your territory.
And like, no, dude, you that behavior, you trying to get free drinks, you trying to be like bring the shenanigans. Like, I don't know. You don't do that when the older guys are here. I don't know why you think you can do that now. And it's like, because I go to some of these bars sometimes, dude, and it's like the customers, there's so many blurred lines between the customers and the staff, and everyone's fucking shit-faced, and like nobody has tabs and stuff. And like people like it's almost like you can, as a veteran drinker customer, you can like assert yourself into that sometimes.
Yeah. And like, I know when the first bar I worked at, like some people would be like, well, you know, Joan makes it a little heavier.
Right. Those subtle little like, comments, dude. Yeah.
I'm not Joan.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's like, I had to deal with a lot of that because I was a 22-year-old bartender not knowing anything in the first bar in a dive bar that's just all crusty old dudes, you know, and like they would get a $2.75 beer and just leave me $3. You know, it's like, here's your quarter tip.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like,
you know what though, dude? I will say that those dive bars are like probably pretty good gigs. You do well at those places.
Oh, it adds up.
You know.
Yeah, it adds up.
It's funny.
But you definitely have to like prove yourself a little bit to those guests.
You absolutely do, and like to get those jobs are really challenging too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. You go through this industry and you realize these things. Like you would think the high ends, expensive, you know, I'm not going to say you can't make money at those places. I think you can, but like the blue collar bars and the regular, you know, middle class people and everybody, it's like you do really well at those places.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's a different style of hospitality and engagement with people, you know?
It's also like the cost too. You know, it's like if somebody goes in and they get a shot and a beer and they realize it's $9, they're like, oh, here's 15.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
You go to like a finer
if you're
dining.
if you're kind to those people, if you're pretentious and expect it, then no, they fucking will write a 0 through the tip.
Yeah. But if you go to a fine dining place, you know, it's kind of like you're gonna spend a lot of money. And if
that's true,
the expectations aren't met, you're just gonna do that baseline, you know? And I think that happens a lot more often than going to a dive bar and getting a cheap drink and being like, oh yeah, here you go.
So do you ever think, so, okay, you're at Happy Medium. It's sort of a cocktail dive bar culture, very, laid back, everybody's friendly and stuff. What do you think like long-term looks like for you? Like, do you ever want to open your own place? Do you want to stay at Happy Medium? Like, do you think about the growth in this industry professionally?
I think about it constantly. Eventually I want to open my own spot. It's like I love Happy Medium. I love what it, is and what it provides for the neighborhood, but it's not my dream. It's not going to be my dream. That's Eric and Christian's like baby, and they deserve it. And it's great. Like they worked their asses off to get that spot. And I just want to be in that same position just for myself.
Yeah.
If I ever do open something, I want it to be small. I don't want to deal with all the overhead of a kitchen.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to find those.
Square foot for rents.
Yeah.
Payroll.
It's like payroll. It's like, I don't want to, I don't know. I don't want to open a place just to make a bunch of money. And I don't want to keep opening places to make a bunch of money. I want to open my own spot for like, just for me. It's like, I think I'm influenced by the Indiana bar. It's like that place meant a lot to the community. It's like we did a lot for the community, and I think a bar can do good for the community. I think I learned a lot about a lot of people,
Absolutely, dude.
And a lot of people marked their calendar to come in on certain days to talk to me. I think I would rather do something like that, open a bar to where like just like a neighborhood bar, and just kind of like that's it. That's what I envision.
I think these neighborhood bars are very good for the community. I think it gives people a place to go blow off steam and talk to people and communal. And
it's how you meet people.
It's how you meet people. It's how you build relationships, and I think it's very meaningful. And that's sort of like the dilemma I have with my life and this podcast. It's wellness on the rocks. It's like you want to have growth and mental health and physical health, but it's like also there's like, the alcohol, all the negative bad behavior that comes with it, but it's about balance. And like you can't go, abstinence is not necessarily good. Like if you just took away alcohol from society, like the city would burn to the ground. People need to like have outlets, but I think those neighborhood bars are great too. And I think that like what you're just saying about size and stuff is I've learned that especially in Southern California where it's like, I've heard like pros say like, don't open a bar in California just cause it's so expensive. But like what I've learned is that you go smaller, it's easier to run a profit.
Yeah.
But because of those things like you were talking about, when you have this big, massive place to fill it and to keep it filled and to staff, it's so expensive. And that's a lot of ego that comes from people, bro.
And the biggest, like when you're walking down the street and you look into a bar that's big and there's not a lot of people in it, you don't want to go in there.
Just keep them moving.
You look into a place that's small and it has like 3 people in it. You're like, oh, this place is
cozy.
It looks good. You want to go in there. I feel like Southern California, every place is huge. It's like all of the bars and restaurants are massive besides like a handful,
Yeah.
It's like look at all the downtown ones. It's like they're all just meant for big amounts of people to be in them.
How's it North Park too up there? Is it like that? I feel like
like $7,000 Part-Time Lover, they're pretty big.
Yeah. You guys aren't too big though.
No, we're
you got that corner
small.
Spot. It's like
it's like 88 to 100
square
max
feet?
Capacity.
Max capacity.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like when it comes to like rents and payroll and tax and
It's a lot.
It's like the biggest cost of running a business.
Yeah.
And as I've gone through this, I don't like know those numbers like a pro, but I start to talk to people who are general managers and owners and they tell me about these things. And that's what I've learned, man.
Yeah.
Is like the biggest thing is to go slow.
So the bigger you are too, the more investors you need.
And when you're there, like what you want to do, you don't have to hide. It's like you don't pay yourself an hourly wage.
Yeah.
You're there. You can make money from the tips. You make money from saving on payroll. It's like a two-way swing.
Yeah.
So dude, I think one night you, me, Natalie, and Peyton, we went over to Victory Crown Pub like a couple of years ago. Do you remember that bar?
Yeah.
Pool bar.
Yeah.
So that owner came into Stout one night, and he has since retired and sold his share of the bar. And it was really cool, man. It was like a really slow night, and he came into the bar. I had met him a couple times. He knows my owners because they, do something similar, part of the community. And I just got to talk to him for like an hour. And it was me, him, and this guy, Jerry, who was the manager up at the Marriott Hotel up the street. And Jerry's like fucking, 10 drinks deep, and we're just sitting there talking to this guy who's in his 70s. And he's telling us all these stories about running this bar and what it's like and how he used to do it and like what he would do differently and how much he bought the bar back 25 years ago. And it's just like, I think that working at these neighborhood spots, getting to have these conversations with veterans in this industry is really valuable, and I've learned a lot. And it's like part of the job that I enjoy is like learning from people.
Yeah, that's like what I like picture long run is doing something like that. It's like having a place and getting to a point in my life where I'm comfortable to where I'm like, there's somebody who is just as passionate as I am, who's worked here forever. They they can own this place. Yeah. It's like just keep that line going. It's like giving the workers some love too.
Do you have a name for the bar that you'd open? Like any thoughts on that?
Not yet. I have a list of things, but I think it goes with the actual building too.
Location,
everything. Like if I see a spot, I'm gonna be like, oh, I know exactly what I would name this.
I think I would just do like McQuaid's or something simple like that. I feel like there's a lot of like Irish bars like that.
I could just get real ego driven and call it McClain's.
I don't know. I mean, call it your last name. I don't think that's like for an Irish bar. I think would be kind of sweet, bro. What's up with like? I feel like there's like not that many like Irish bars are kind of dying in this area.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that is.
I feel like the pandemic was the death of a lot of bars, like dive bars or Irish bars, or
really.
Yeah, all of them got bought out because they couldn't do things to go.
That's right.
Or what they had to offer to go wasn't like an everyday thing. Like they didn't have food.
Yeah.
What do you want? A rum and Coke? It's like I can just go get a bottle of rum and buy a Coke. It
sucks, man. Like I would think that because I feel like that's like that concept is a great concept.
Yeah. Like
they do well, but I don't know. Maybe just coming from New York City and having all these like super old school Irish bars and stuff like that. Like I feel like Stout Public House is 18 years old. Mark and Dave started it themselves and they've worked it the full 18 years. But I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like, is there a good Irish, community out here?
Yo, I heard some statistic that there's like 4 cities with a lot of Irish people. It's Boston, New York City, Chicago, and San Diego.
Really? Okay.
For whatever reason. But it's like a lot of like people come on the summer for their J1 visas and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. Maybe like there's the new trends of like cocktail bars. And I think that like with all the Instagrammable stuff, people are kind of moving towards that. So like they're looking for like more like experiences, which I don't really care about that.
I don't either. Everything's getting more expensive, right? You want like an experience with how expensive things are. But if you run a good Irish bar, it's not going to be expensive. It's going to be affordable.
Right.
I don't know. I think the pandemic just kind of really killed some ideas and we're finally like coming back to, but
I see a lot of like there's that movement of what you guys are doing at Happy Medium with the cocktail dive bars. It's like it's sort of like a new theme that's coming up.
It's cocktail bars are too stuffy, dive bars,
people don't feel comfortable sometimes.
Yeah, it's like
you got to kind of do a hybrid.
Yeah, you have to do hybrid. It's an every person place,
So your owners have sort of like a history with the cocktail scene in the city, right? Yeah,
they pretty much started it.
So how did that like, when you say that, what do you mean by that?
I mean, they started Neighborhood, Noble, Craft and Commerce.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Eric started Sycamore Den back in the day.
So are they part of the Consortium Holdings groups?
They were.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Eric, his last one was, he was the beverage director for STCM for a while.
Okay.
I honestly didn't know those guys up until like maybe 3 years ago.
Huh.
Yeah. I worked with Christian's wife, Nikki, at Rabbit Hole because she was my sales rep. So I knew of him through her, but I never actually met him. And then I would go into Fernside a lot because I opened up a place up in Bird Rock, and the whole bar staff walked out.
On the spot? Like
on
together?
Spot.
Unionized?
Yeah, I unionized that. Yeah.
Wait, you were part of the walkout?
I was the bar lead. I was the one that suggested it.
Oh, shit, bro. Hold on. What's up? Why did you guys do that?
It was a combination of everything. It was like the guests were terrible. The owners did not respect us. The chef did not respect us. The hours were brutal. I was working 14-hour days, doing everything and getting talked to like I was a child. And I was walking out with $100 of cash. You know, I really it was one of those places I was really excited for because I hadn't done a lot of fine dining, and I was like, I really wanted to get that side of my career kind of on my resume. And I think we lasted 6 months. It was that brutal.
What's this place? What was this place called?
It's called Paradisia.
Is it still going
it's still
on?
Open.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still going. It was on my birthday. I worked the shift on my birthday. I sat the bar team down because the beverage director, they said that they were going to leave. And I was like, well, if you're leaving, there's nothing keeping me here. So I sat the bar team down and I was like, look, I hate this place. I'm miserable. I am not coming back unless you guys want to do let's put our 2 weeks in, do it the right way, or how about we finish the shift, clean up, reorganize, do it the right way, sit the GM down and go. And they're like, let's go.
Wow.
Yeah. Everybody there was miserable.
So you finished the shift at least.
We finished we finished service. As we were walking out, we pulled the GM to the side and we were just like, hey, you have everything to run this bar.
Yeah.
You just don't have a team to run it. And we left.
Wow.
We went to Aero Club, celebrated. Yeah. And so with that, I didn't have a job for like 2.5 months.
You're like, fuck, why did I do that?
Yeah, right. I flew to Florida to visit some family. We did a little family trip. And then I came back and I lived in South Park and I was going to Fernside and Christian was working. And I was like, yeah, man, I don't have a job. I walked out of this place. He's like, oh shit, you walked out of it? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, do you want to meet up on Monday and talk? I was like, sure. And so we just had a conversation and I started working at Fernside.
Fuck yeah. I think when you have a good reputation, you can get away with those things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about the reputation.
I've never done it before. You know, it's not like I just,
history.
Walking out, but when you get disrespected day in and day out.
Yeah. It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah.
It really does. We have there's a Irish guy Irish kid he was working at the field and he walked out on the field and he came over to Stout.
One Irish to another.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. I don't know. I don't have any regrets at all. It's like I thought I would. In the moment I was like, what am I doing? But then they're still running. I mean, they're still up and going.
I'm trying to think. I've never done anything like that. I've given people notice.
Yeah, same. That was the only time I've ever done that.
That's how I work. No. Yeah. Damn. Dude. Yeah. I'm trying to think of some shenanigans that have happened in my career. But, actually, 2 months ago, a homeless woman walked up and punched me in the chest at Stout.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny.
Was it a good punch?
It's actually the second July in a row. It happened last July. It happened this past summer.
Is it the same lady?
No, it was a guy the first time who, yeah.
In the chest as well?
No, that was in the head. A homeless guy punched me in the head. I was trying to get him out of the bar. We had a tussle. And he wouldn't leave. So he fucking rifled me one in the head. And I had to drag him out of the bar. I didn't punch him back. I've never thrown a punch. I'll never do that. I'll never like lose my cool enough to like strike somebody. Because that just becomes a fucking lawsuit. But then this last woman was screaming outside at one of my regulars. And it was a slow night. It was just me and him. And I go outside and I'm all trying to like de-escalate. And I see her eyes open wide up. And she just like steps in like a jab and just goes... Dish, fucking cracks me. I was so humiliated that I let that woman punch me. Oh, you fucking bitch. Like, fuck you. And she fucking scurried off like a cockroach into the street. Yeah.
I think one of the best stories that I have that I'll never forget is the first bar I worked at here in San Diego. It was up on Claremont. It was this divey Irish bar called Blackthorn. It's closed. But it was like a Friday night, maybe Thursday night. I don't know. We were doing karaoke and it was dead. There were like 3 girls at the bar, a family at a table, and then like at the end of the bar, like a regular that's there all the time. But it's like right next to military housing, and these military guys would come in and get hammered all the time. But this one guy, he would come in all the time by himself. And he came in hammered, absolutely hammered. And he was like, went up, started singing Eminem. Couldn't say any of the words because he was so drunk. Night. And then he started like saying things about the women at the bar. It's like, who's going to come home with me tonight? Like stuff like that. And then I was like, oh God, all right, I got to get this guy out of here. And the guy who's controlling the karaoke was out on a phone call, smoking a cigarette.
Oh, it was karaoke night.
It was karaoke night. Yeah, no, it was karaoke night. And he's singing Eminem.
Oh.
Can't get a single word because he's so hammered. The guy that's running the karaoke, he's like out smoking a cigarette. I couldn't find him, but he couldn't turn the mic off. It was like, you know, a wireless mic. And I was chasing this guy around the bar while he's just like, you can't fucking catch me. You can't fucking catch me. And we had this table that was like 8 seats on each side. So it was a long, skinny table. And he literally stood on one side, just like, fuck you, motherfucker. And I'm just like trying to be like, where's this guy going? And nobody at the bar is helping me. They're all just
the fucking worst.
The worst. They're just like, they're just like
me?
laughing. And I'm like enraged.
Oh.
And then finally he like took one step and I grabbed a chair and just tossed it at his legs. And he fell over. And I just grabbed him from the back and just like threw him out and locked the door. I was like, don't ever fucking come back. But it was, looking back, it was hysterical because he was just like, literally,
like a child, yeah.
Like, and I'm chasing him around this table like an idiot.
Bro, I don't think I will never work at a bar with karaoke. Like if karaoke night, I refuse. There's a couple of bars up in Normal Heights where you are that do it. It's so brutal, dude. You go in and it's like one dude is like filming his girlfriend, trying to get cool angles, and she's shit-faced, and it drives me fucking crazy. I can't stand fucking karaoke.
There's like one really good singer in every 10.
Yeah, it's brutal. It's fucking brutal. But
I couldn't do it at a everyday karaoke bar.
No.
Every day would be too much.
I don't know. Does it bring a crowd? Like, do you even do well off those? I guess they do if they fucking, you know. I feel like, dude, there's this new age of restaurants that it started like with fast food. Okay, I'm kind of interested in the history of things. And when you look back at like how White Castle and McDonald's started, they were kind of some of the people who started fast food. And it went from like people just getting food and eating, like to feed their families, to this quick turn and burn to franchises. And that led to food as becoming more, it evolved into entertainment. And I feel like we keep going farther and farther down that road that you see things today. We kind of talked about the Instagrammable bars. And it's just like really interesting. I feel like bars are starting now with the concept in mind of creating spaces for people to take photos of and to market themselves. And they really focus on that. You saw there was that bar that just closed down, the cocktail bar down in the Seaport Village, Roma Norte.
Oh, Roma Norte, yeah.
Did you ever go there?
I went there once.
It looked like a great, beautiful bar, and it had a great cocktail program there, and it lasted like 8 months.
Yeah.
And in no way am I trying to like talk badly about that bar, or that place, because I heard really good things. But it's interesting to think about like how that place, it had all the aesthetics, and it failed so fast. Like, did they go too hard into all that stuff? Like, what do you think that was?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's just where the economy's going. It's like there were expensive cocktails on that menu, you know? And if you're, like what we were saying before, is like, if you're not getting a certain experience for it, are you going to go there all the time to get a $22 cocktail?
Yeah.
You know, that's New York prices. That's LA prices. San Diego, we're still in that window. Like, it's hard to justify paying that every time you go out. I don't know why it failed. I know some talented people that work there, you know, but I think maybe just the cost of things were just too much.
Yeah. I
don't know though. I think a lot of places are, instead of making these cocktails affordable and keeping people coming back, they're kind of driving people away with the cost of everything. It's like, it's brutal to go out and pay $20 a cocktail.
It is. I know.
It's brutal.
You have a date. I mean, we can't afford those things.
No, it's like you go out and you're like having to count pennies in your head before you go out. It's like, I can go have one drink and some dinner. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
And I think that's why, like, where you're at a happy medium, you guys are finding success because you're not robbing people. You're able to provide, you know, that good hospitality, that relationship, and also the cocktails that people like. And although that, like, I'm at Stout Public House, we're not like a cocktail bar. Like, we are definitely, like, for downtown Gaslamp, one of the least expensive places around there, you know. And that's, you have to it's like it becomes like a balancing equation, a math problem.
Yeah. And it's doable. It's like, you can bring those costs down, you know, you just have to make up for it in other places.
What do you say? Like, what do you think, man? What are some of those other places that you think you can kind of,
well, it's like, you know, you don't have to have the best products.
Okay.
You have to have have credible products that are still good.
Find quality, not expensive.
Yeah. You know, and when you get to that point, you can get allocations and do other things. Like, you can bring in nicer stuff and offer that.
Yeah.
But when people go out, it's very rarely that do they want that expensive vodka or that.
Because when you're mixing it with everything, it's kind of like,
it's like, I want Fortaleza margaritas. It's like,
do you need that though? Like, are you going to notice the
nobody's
difference?
asking for it.
Right.
You know, there's 10 people in a month that might ask for it.
Yeah.
That's it though.
I do like, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. That tequila is, I really like that tequila, but I'll drink it on the rocks. I don't drink it like, I won't mix those things. And same with like whiskeys and stuff. And I think that, like, what I've learned is you can get a lot of value for quality whiskeys that aren't that expensive. But when it comes to like vodkas, it's like you're just paying for junk.
Yeah. Oh,
I've found a lot of that. That's what I've learned in this industry. I'm sure you know a lot more about spirits than I do. But like I see, like a lot of like good whiskeys that I see people use is like an Old Forester or a Four Roses or Elijah Craig's, and those are quality, but they're not expensive.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the vodkas, it goes.
Yeah. I mean, even Jim Beam.
I love Jim Beam. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah. And there's a lot under that umbrella that you can, if you're ripping through Jim Beam, you can bring in some nicer products. And
right.
So like, yeah, maybe your well is that, but you have a nice whiskey on your shelf that people can upgrade to. So you don't have to hit them with a high cost right up front, you know?
Have you ever like worked with like those brands as like,
no.
I don't know. Because I saw you were the bartender, you know, you got this award, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm trying to think of ways that you could capitalize that. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, I've thought about it.
Like reaching out to those like Jim Beam or something like that, or some San Diego-based liquor, and be like, yo, let's do something.
Yeah.
You know, get on that fucking email and start like prospecting.
Yeah, I've always thought about like classes and stuff too, just like teaching people who want to learn how to, like speed. It's like building cocktail rounds in a fast way. If you want to get better and like look at the little things or just even teaching liquor classes and stuff like that. But, it's just weird because I have some investments with certain things like to hopefully bring in some passive income. But like at the end of the day, like I'm just kind of bartend. I don't do a lot of other things on the side. It's just like dedicate a lot of it to just like being one of the best behind the bar in San Diego.
My first thought, dude, is like to without what I've been doing with this podcast platform is I've been finding like established names and brands in the industry. And just of recently, I'm starting to reach out to prospect to those people. Be like, yo, this is who I am. This is what I do. Here's my social media. Here's where you can find it. I want to work with you guys. Let's find a way. Like, how can you and I be a partnership together? And I've actually, surprisingly, dude, in the last few weeks, I've heard back from some people. It's really interesting. And it's like just the fact that we have these phones and social media today, you can slide into fucking DMs of these professionals.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't answer. Sometimes they do. And it's like let's start a conversation, a creative way for us to like work together and build. It's like relationship building. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like I'm trying to be somebody in this industry for the years to come.
Yeah.
I don't want this to be a flash in the pan and a burnout. And it's like it and I think when I was younger, I thought like networking and that stuff was like super fake and artificial. But as you get older, man, it's business.
Yeah.
Like
you do have to know people.
But I don't look at it like that, because I used to look at it like, oh, who do you know? Oh, I know this person at this bar. I can get into this club. But it's like, I want to work with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, I just did the podcast episode. My last episode was with Nick Hogan, who founded Mover and Shaker. I mean, he has like an established brand. He's like he's a member in this community. Like, maybe I work with him again in 6 months. And it's like, that relationship will open the door for this relationship. Yeah. And I don't think of it as like pretentious anymore or fake. I think of it as like, dude, we have the same, like when you get into the business stuff, it's like we have the same goal in mind, like growth and brands growth. And like, you're now kind of a brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, what do you do with that?
Yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things, like I was saying, it's just hard to wrap my head around that I am one of those, like I am a brand now.
Because you're actually like a good, normal guy, and you're not like the stuck up assholes that oftentimes, are like the prissy Instagram fake stuff, I think that's probably why. And that's a good thing. It's normal that you feel that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I put myself out there in the sense of like, I love making people laugh, and I just like kind of like being seen as like somebody who, is like that, but I'm not actually that way, so building my brand is like the next biggest step. You know
what though, dude? It sounds like you're genuine, and like whatever brand you build, it's like I would just lean into like, don't change.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
authenticity is like, people are attracted to authenticity, and maybe that's why you've had the success that you've had.
Yeah. I mean, like, especially when I'm behind the bar, I try to be as genuine as possible to every guest, It's like, even when it's just asking them about their day, if they come back in another time, I always remember that. And just like, hey, I remember last time you didn't have that great of a day. How are we doing today?
Right. It's empathy.
Just like empathy, being genuine with them too, though, It's like, so.
Yo, I did notice that when I came in to visit you last week, man, and a bunch of people walked in, and they're like, McClain, a bunch of liquor reps. I guess some people had I guess there were a bunch of layoffs with a certain company,
RNDC.
which really sucks. And bro, I'm going to say something, bro. All these hot chicks walked in, standing right next to me, and you didn't introduce me to one of them. And I was fucking pissed about that. What's up with that, bartender of the year? Supposed to be networking over here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. That is cool, though. You guys do have a lot of like good-looking hot chicks that come into that bar. I will say that.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking about that. But no, seriously.
I know.
Yeah, dude. It is weird taking the next step of like branding and like, you know, all that stuff. It's weird for me too, bro. It's like the whole setup is, it is a little it's like feels fake, but then I look at the people who are successful and do this, like the Joe Rogans or the Barstool Sports guys, and like, dude, the product that they have when it comes to entertainment and media, like they connect with so many people, and it is that relatability on a much wider scale.
Yeah.
And the social media and the podcasting and stuff is just like a tool and vehicle to do that. That's how I look at all this stuff.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me to look for is like what I want it to be. Okay. You know? It's like branding wise, it's like, what do I want to like kind of stand for?
Yeah.
In what I do, you know? It's like, and I think that's the struggle. It's like, I'm just trying to figure out like, it's like I have some ideas, but.
Let me tell you this, bro. When I'm working for other companies or bars, I want to put everything I have into that, but it's like, it's not my thing.
Yeah. That's the thing.
So it feels kind of, it's like.
At the end of the day, right?
It's not that it feels weird. It's just like, now that I have my own platform, I can go balls to the walls with this thing and it's authentic.
Yeah.
Whether I used to sell office supplies in New York City, dude, before I got behind the bar, I was a WB Mason, door to door.
You can give a shit less about that product.
It's not about giving a shit less, but it's like, are you really going to be passionate about this? This is the best pencil you'll ever work with. This paper right here. It's like, we do have that like drive, that authenticity into us. It's like, how do we formulate that into like putting that to good use?
Yeah.
If you have your own restaurant, if you had your own brand, if you have your own company, it's like, that's when it becomes real almost, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just things to think about.
100%. Yeah.
You know?
It's, at the end of the day, it's like, if it's like what I was saying before, that like happy medium is like Eric and Christian's baby, you know? I care for it because they are genuine about the product that they put out. And they care, but like at the end of the day, like I need to do my own thing.
Well, look for ownership, look for ways for ownership stuff. And I'm sure you've probably learned a lot from those guys over the years. You know what I mean? Like I've learned so much from working with the Stout crew, Mark, Dave, Adrian, Eileen, like those. It's like I'm a completely different person from working for these guys for the last 3.5 years. Yeah, you know. But
just listening, asking questions, like
observing, dude. Yeah, just observing situationally stuff. Like when shit goes well, when shit goes south, how do they handle it? Because each of those guys has like 3.5 decades of restaurant experience. Yeah. There's no mixologist in their 20s and 30s who understands things like they do. You know what I mean? And it's not really like, hey, we're going to teach Taylor this stuff. I just have to learn and observe on my own. And I think that like if you're in one of these bars, just get that antenna up, you know? Like I learned stuff from my coworkers. I learned stuff from guests. I go out to bars. I sit and have a drink and I watch the bartender and I go, oh my gosh, I do that too. Oh fuck. That made me just feel like an asshole because I do that same thing, you know?
Yeah. I try to go to places that don't like know me.
Yeah, me too.
And see how they do. It's like treat me at just sitting at a bar. Yeah. You know? Like,
because when it's your friends, it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want that just genuine experience.
Yeah. It's like, if I go to I know if I go to certain places, then
get discounts.
They're going to give me like over the top service.
Right.
I just want to get like, I'll just go to a random spot and just see how, because I can't turn that off. You know, it's like if I go to a place, I'm just like constantly looking at everything and I don't know if I purposely mean to do that, but I just end up doing it. And it's nice to go around and see how everybody's doing everything differently in San Diego or anywhere in the world, service wise. You know, I feel like that's why traveling, every time you travel, you like get so inspired. Mm-hmm. You know,
I'm the same way. When I go to a bar, I can't stop like observing things. Like I don't know how to turn that part of my brain off.
Yeah, I always look at the bar cleanliness.
Really?
Yeah,
that's funny. First thing I notice is like lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a big like lighting. I'm a big like
if the music's too quiet,
guys, you know?
If the music's too quiet, it drives me crazy. But
I think I observe how like bartenders interact with people the most. I'm like, oh, that's like that person cares about their job.
Yeah.
That person doesn't give a fuck about their job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, it goes in layers, right? It's like, or steps. It's like
steps of service.
You always like, you walk in, you're like, ooh, the lights are very bright in here.
Yeah.
You sit down, it's like, that music is a little loud.
This bar was purchased out of a bar book with the same chairs and bar top and lights and taps that every other bar has on the corner. I noticed that a lot. There's like a cookie cutter for some of these places. But it's kind of a cool journey to just find your spots. And I don't know, I think there's like, I'm not really a regular at any place because I do work at a bar full time. I kind of just chill and go to the beach on my off days.
Yeah.
But like I found the Reunion over here in Point Loma is a great little local spot. It's kind of a hidden gem.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a little old school. It feels like a VFW, but it's not. It's like super like I'm always the youngest one there, at least during the daytime. We go to Lucy's sometimes in OB.
Yeah, Lucy's is fun.
I've been kind of like new to North Park, man. North Park's really young.
Yeah, I mean it's blossomed in the last 5-6 years.
It's just like when I go around to the bar, like it's like there's not like it's like a lot of young bartenders, a lot of newer, like the way the social media stuff, the takeovers.
Yeah,
you don't really see. The takeovers are new to me. That's kind of crazy.
They're constant. It's like there's not like all these newer, I guess, newer bars, but everybody's doing them. Yeah, I'd never heard of them until maybe 6 years into my career. I was like, oh.
I don't know how I feel about it. Because I'm all for team, being kind and helping other people. Like you and I are doing that right now, essentially. Yeah. Like I'm bringing on somebody from another bar to my podcast. So I understand it's the same concept. But like, dude, having another crew behind your bar, I don't know, man. Maybe it's just like a territorial competitive thing. I just am like, whoa, what is going on?
Well, I've found that nobody cleans up after themselves.
Really?
And none of them are actually like, a lot of them don't like go out and talk to the guests. And like, it's like, this is your time to promote yourself.
Yeah, as you're on stage. Dude. Yeah. You should make the most of it.
It's like, I'm making all of your drinks and cleaning up after you.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying they're bad people, but it's just
strange. No, not. It's just a way to promote, especially if you do it local. It's nice to promote and everything, but there's always just the professional side of it too. It's like, at the end of the day, this is a profession, and like I feel like if I'm doing a takeover, I'm showing up hour ahead of time, prepping. I'm getting everything ready, Yeah.
And that's like, you're from Indiana. I'm from Massachusetts, Jersey, New York City. I worked in. There is like, it's culturally different, Yeah. It's a different, the restaurant industry out here is, I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I don't want to offend all of our friends and everything like that. Yeah, it's different.
It's very different.
It's different. You know what though? I feel like I've had a unique experience, dude, working, and it gives me gratitude. I'm very grateful for the people who I've worked with, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Worked with some very talented people, who've gone to do some really cool, fun things. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird to like look back, because I always felt like I was like, oh, I'm the young guy in the crowd, and now I'm 35 and I'm the old guy in the crowd.
And you meet like a 21-year-old bartender, and you're like, holy shit, dude! I feel like I was you like 2 years ago,
And like a lot of the times, the younger people, they kind of lean on everything you say,
And you're like, oh my god, like, I'm setting an example.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, I was the exact same way, It's just weird to see like how
the transition.
Yeah, it's like becoming one of the older. More experienced people.
It makes you think about how you treat people.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to realize that. Like, dude, I was like, one of the guys I work with, he's one of our cooks. He's like 21 years old. I'm like, dude, I'm like coming up on twice your age.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was your age waiting tables. I remember waiting tables before I could drink, and now it's like, is there any like mentors that have stood out to you over the years or anything, or coming up that you like? Oh, I learned a lot from this bar, this guy. I know you kind of talked about that earlier with your owners, but.
I think that it's like the first kind of like influential place was Rabbit Hole for me. It's like, because I worked at dive bars, but then I got to see like, because I immediately started bartending. And then when I went to Rabbit Hole, I was bar backing, kind of doing everything. So I got to see more of that side of it. But the GM there, like, he wasn't perfect. You know, wasn't always nice, but he did teach me like the ins and outs. It's like the P&Ls. Like, he like went out of his way because he saw how hard of a worker I was to be like, you could be doing this. You could, if you just like, you want to come in an hour early and just like sit and look at numbers. I'm like, sure, you know, I'll do that. Or, hey, this shift's available. It's not really what you do, but I'll give it to you because, you know, it makes you more well-rounded. And he saw that, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll take it, you know. That was like the first big one, you know. Other than that, it's just kind of like I was just trying to prove to myself that I was good enough to be out here, because I felt like the first couple of years I was out here, like it took a year and a half to get a job in the bar industry, and the first guy even like called me out and was just like, yeah, you don't have any experience, sorry, like I'll hire you because fucking why not. So I think since that day I was just like, I'm gonna fucking work my ass off, you know. But yeah, Rabbit Hole was like, Steven Troop was, he was like the first one that taught me something, but I think everything else was like, I'm gonna go out of my way to like put myself there, you know. I'm gonna read these books. I'm gonna fucking, I was sitting, I would empty a bottle, put a pour spout on it, and just practice jiggering, you know, in the sink. It's like, I have nothing else to do.
Some people think that's weird, but it's like competitive people are like, no, this is how you learn.
Yeah.
You know?
And so I just like, you know, for almost 4 years, I worked 6.5 days a week. It's like, I was trying to prove that I fit out in a bigger city. Because I'm from a small town, you know, 5,000 people. So it's tiny. So I think, yeah, Rabbit Hole is a big one. And then like Christian kind of like brought me back to life. It's like I was in this weird place and I saw somebody who gave a fuck, you know, about the industry, about the people that he worked with, just kind of like everybody else, you know. That kind of like put that fire back on me in that situation. But I think those are my two biggest, essentially. Everything else, I was just kind of like, I just went out and did it. I didn't get like, I didn't go to anything. I didn't know anybody. I just worked. And it's like, sucks because, you know, you look back and you're like, I'm still in the same financial fucking spot that I am, you know.
Well, I think maybe
if I didn't work 6.5 days a week,
maybe you're in the same financial spot now, but like you've built a reputation and a work ethic for yourself that's clearly being recognized.
Yeah.
So maybe you just haven't hit, you're closer to hitting.
Yeah.
You know, you're about to hit, or, you know, and that's where we got to get our creativity and how do we take the next step?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I know a lot of people who spend, you know, their lifers as bartenders and they enjoy it and they're happy. And, you know, I mean, that's my path right now. But I want to try to grow in other creative ways in this industry, bro. And it's like we got to figure that shit out. It's on us. And like just the same mindset you had as bartending and coming out here, it's like I'm trying to apply that to the creative stuff. And like it's like you just got to keep building steps. It's like you're in this constant state of feeling like you're like, what is it called? Syndrome. Where you feel like you don't know what you're doing.
Oh, I mean, I'm just stuck in a rut.
No, but like when you're like, you
I don't
feel
know
like you suck. But anyways, doesn't matter. But it's like that constant fear of, oh, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
But it's only because you keep leveling up. And you can't, like, when you look 5 years ago, I'm running a podcast. I'm a solid bartender. I have an apartment. I have dogs. I mean, it's like, I wasn't achieving any of these things years ago. But it's like we got to keep raising the bar, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, if I looked back 5 years ago, I'm like, oof, you know. Not even close to being like even as well-rounded as I am now. But yeah, it's those little goals. You know, I have a goal of like, I really don't want to have to rely on shaking tins to live, but I still want to do it every once in a while, you know?
I'm the same way. I want to find a revenue source outside of having to be a bartender.
Yeah.
I'd like to shoot for that goal.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I'm going to stop bartending.
No.
But it does take a little bit of pressure off us. Dude, there was this Navy guy who came in this weekend. He's on crutches. He was super fit, in shape, super hot girlfriend. He was playing volleyball at the beach, blew out his knee, 6-week rehab, 6-month recovery. It's like, dude, if that happens to us, we lose a half a year of our income.
Yeah.
It's like tens and tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like there's, we're fucked.
And we might not have a job to come back to.
Yeah.
Fucking. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's little thing. I think about that shit constantly. Like I play a lot of basketball and I'm like, if I have one bad, like if I come down, twist my ankle, I'm out for a month. I'm like, oh, that's not great.
Your life just changes so fast. I know it's like financial security. It's like such a big thing in this industry because we do make good money, I'm trying not to be the guy who's blowing it,
Yeah.
One thing I recently started doing in terms of finances, I track every dollar I spend.
Okay. Nice.
In an Excel sheet. So whenever I swipe my co cash, I just pull it up really quick and easy, boom, put it in. And then what I started doing is I have categories: restaurants and bar tabs, fucking groceries, gas and auto payments,
just really
Amazon.
break it down.
I'm like, I got like super OCD about it.
Yeah.
And then I track all the money I make, and it's like I have this little like, this is where you're at, and it's like I'm usually in the red until like a week left in the month, and then that's where I fucking push over.
Yeah.
But financial security is really important for people in the hospitality industry because of the fast cash that we can make.
Yeah. What I started doing was every time I get my tips, I put $50 to the side.
Nice.
And so
every shift? That's awesome.
We get ours weekly.
Okay.
So every week I put $50 to the side.
Got you.
And that's my safety net.
Nice.
And that, I mean, $50 adds up pretty quickly.
It adds up.
I learned a while ago. It's like, oh, well, my car just broke down. And now I have to pay rent. Now I have to do this. It's like, oh, well, I'm screwed now.
Seriously.
Oh, there goes the credit card. Now, if you don't have that safety net, like when I first started bartending, it's like, hey,
you're young.
Make a safety net, It's like, especially when you're younger, you can work longer hours. You can make more money,
That's the thing, dude, is my body, you start to wear down.
Yeah.
Your body starts to wear down. These long shifts, you got to fucking take it easy. I'm dealing with that shit too. It almost makes me put way more emphasis on trying to grow this.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, dude, like, and I'm a bigger guy. I'm a taller guy. So I think the bigger people's, their bodies break down a little faster.
I mean,
it's like the NBA. Like Joel Embiid is not going to have as long a career as Steph Curry.
Yeah. Well, what they don't tell you is you have to have it. Everything behind the bar has to be legally sized for anybody to work.
Okay. That's not where I was going, but
if you're a tall person, everything's kind of low.
Interesting.
Because everybody has to be able to work it.
Got you.
Because it has to be handicap applicable. It has to be like, so like I have a buddy who's like 6'9", bartender, and has to like spread his legs to wash his dishes,
That's, damn, really?
Yeah.
Where does he work?
He moved to Philly, but.
Wow. 6'9"?
Yeah, 6'7", 6'9".
Put him in security, bro. That's
I know. But it's like, for bigger people, that's.
No, exactly, tough. Dude. It's more movements. It's more wear and tear. Like, wow. Good for him, dude.
Yeah.
Just like the ankles, the knees, the joints. And doing fish oil, turmeric, stretching, all that stuff, dude. It's really important. I try to spend 30 minutes every day stretching.
Stretching is huge. Working those connective tissues and all the joints and everything.
To sit here and to be like, dude, bartenders should be power lifters and stuff. I'm just like, good. If you can pull that off, great for you. But it's not really like a real.
In the long run, that's worse for you.
Yeah.
The powerlifting movements that you do aren't.
I guess what I meant by that is like, dude, like we should, physical exercise is great, but you want to take, it's about self-care, I think. If you don't, your body does. We do break down over time.
Oh, yeah.
And the more you work, the faster it fucking happens.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on. Is there any last words you'd like to say or?
No, I appreciate having me. I don't know, the opportunity to kind of like put me out there and put San Diego out there and put yourself out there is, it's really cool. It's like the small local bartending. It's just nice to see that we all kind of care a little bit.
It's a cool community, man. It's small. It's not like the big cities. I feel like everybody knows everybody, you know, a little bit, or you kind of get to know people. So when are you behind the bar at Happy Medium? When can people come visit you?
I'm there Thursday through Monday.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your Instagram, or is there any? What's
my Instagram is Guy Fieri's Real Boy.
Guy Fieri's Real Boy.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's not spelled correctly because there was a Guy Fieri's Real Boy already taken, so I had to change it up a little bit.
Okay, fuck yeah. I'll put that in the bio. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you,
bud.
dude.
Appreciate it, dude.